Hello, everyone, and welcome to my first live stream of 2025. We're officially just over halfway through the year. And with my first live stream, I've got two special guests. We've got Kev and JMac from the Jibber Jabber podcast. How are you doing, guys?
Hey. J-Mac, I'll let you go first, mate.
No, that's never
Oh.
happens. I'm sitting waiting for Kev to go because that's the norm. I'm good, man. How's things in Barryland?
They're good. We're not far from each other, as you guys can hear. We've got two Scottish. I was going to say Glaswegian, but you're not. We've got two Scottish guys with me. So if you don't understand me, then good luck understanding Kev and J-Mac. Now, Kev and J-Mac, the reason that I've brought you on is I want people to hear how hard it really is to understand a Scottish person. If you think you can't understand me, just wait till Kev starts speaking. How you doing, Kev?
No, it's great to be on somebody's show. I don't think I've been on anybody's show in like such a long time. So to sit here hands-free and just purely enjoy the conversation is going to be a new sensation for me. J-Mac, I finally get to sit in your seat for a change.
Absolutely, and I'm always gonna. Sometimes I would like to get my fingers into it as well, but then I look at you during our show just trying to do a million things. I'm like, I couldn't do that.
Mate,
so I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy.
Even since Barry hit play, hit go live, I've been on my phone sharing the link out to everybody. So
Just behind the scenes.
Yeah, damn right.
Oh, no, on you go.
No, sorry, I was just going to say thank you,
No,
Barry, for having us on.
You're the boss.
It's a pleasure. No, right. It's a real pleasure to be on somebody's show, especially someone like the dawn of YouTube horror in the UK. So it's very much appreciated.
It's slim pickings, Kev. There's not that many of us anyway, so it's not that hard.
Be the dawn. And we still can't get up the chain.
Anyway, so today's video, we initially started this by, we're going to do a Scottish horror themed live stream. We're going to talk about Scottish horror movies, but we kind of since realized that there's not that many Scottish horror movies out there, especially ones that we kind of want to talk about. So we've extended it to British, but we'll still try and stick to more Scottish themed if we can. If we can't, though, then don't come after us, because again, we're a country of just under 5 million people. So the chances of having big Scottish horror movies is kind of slim, to be honest. So
seems like something should be filling that void. Somebody should be making something.
Yeah, we should. No, it's funny because James McAvoy is now directing, and he's directing a new movie that is about Scottish guys. But the problem is it's not horror. I don't know if you know this, but he's directing a film about two Glaswegians who went to America, put on American accents, and tried to be the next Eminem. And it's a true story.
Wow.
So these Glaswegians are in the US, like putting on American accents. They've all fell for it, and they've all started loving this little group that they think's American, but it turns out they're Scottish. So random. I can't even remember what it's called, but it's not horror, but.
And that's James Fay Bakery as well.
James Fay Bakery, aye. So he's moved up in the world. He's went from bakery to rapping.
Exactly.
I know. So what we'll do, since you guys are the guests, you can choose between either of you who wants to go first and talk about the first. There you go, Kev.
Well, mine is basically dependent on J-Mac whether he's seen it or not, because I'm pretty sure 28 years later is a British-made film, right?
It is, but remember, we're not talking about that because Jay's not seen it.
Has he though? Because I tell him he better, or he's getting his knees capped. So did he go and see it?
Who knows?
You get me the next 12 hours, or I'm at the country, son.
Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh.
No, I've had no opportunity. Zero opportunity.
Yeah, I don't think we should talk about it then, because there's so much we could talk about, but I don't want to spoil it for him, because I think all I can say is 28 years later is a kind of Marmite movie. You're either going to love it or you're going to hate it, and I think going into it blind will help you love it more than hate it. So I don't think we should talk about it.
I think I've actually heard a few people kind of say something similar to you, Barry. It's like you didn't think it was great, but then it kind of haunted you a wee bit, and you ended up thinking Yeah, I actually liked that.
It sticks with
But
you.
we're not going to talk about it. So
No,
doesn't matter.
Loved it. Loved it.
we don't
Loved it.
talk. We don't talk about 28 years later in here. So Kev,
Next time.
scratch that one off and pick your next one.
Okay, so I've got quite a few actually, right?
Good.
And I'll not go. In fact, I'll start it off here. Okay, start it off here. No Scottish made, but it's made in the UK by our boy Mawson. The Moors. Have you seen it, nerds?
No, not heard
It's
of
by
that.
Adam Mawson, who.
Heard of Adam Mawson either.
So he does a lot of TikTok stuff. J-Mac actually put me onto him and was like, we should get this guy on the show because not only does he talk about nostalgia and movies and the stuff that we love, he would fit on great in this conversation. But he was like, you should get him on because he also makes films. He's also made another one called Abduction. So he basically puts his own money into his own, and this is inspired by almost, was it American Werewolf in London?
Mhm.
There's inspiration there. If you notice my Blu-ray, which he very kindly signed to us, right?
Yeah.
Is a wee bit done in. And here's what happened. It came through the door. I went, this is amazing. I put it right there on my shelf. The guys that were in upstairs doing a wee bit of work burst a pipe that then peed into my cupboard. And what took the brunt of it was this Blu-ray, and I went, "Oh, of course, man! Of course, it has to be the signed one that I just got. It couldn't have been Mallrats or something like that. You know what I mean? No, like an old DVD version. No, a good, right? An old DVD. It couldn't have been something that I've got that I could lose and go and get again. No, it had to be that one. But I dried it out in the radiator, and I'm like, no, it's got a story to it. But the film itself was, see, for low budget and made purely. You got a drone. You got people that he knows. Some people are actually really good actors in it, right, J-Mac? Hey,
Aye.
his house. He used his house as like the place where everybody gets munched.
Is anyone in it that's famous?
Who was it that was in it? That was famous, J-Mac. There's people in it that were fairly known, weren't there?
There might have been one, but it escapes me. I mean, Kevin said low budget. I think it cost him, I think it was like 900. Like,
Mm-hmm.
proper, aye, £900. I wasn't even talking 900 hundreds or 900k. It was £900. He done all practical effects. He got his own. He got a guy that he knows really good kind of makeup artist to make a werewolf head to get used. It's made a lot like American Werewolf in London, puppetry and just blood. It's a good fun half-hour romp, and it's
Very well.
Aye, that's good fun.
The boy for Little Shop of Horrors is in it. Danny Cunningham, who did the doo-wop street singer. I mean, that's still class.
Aye.
We done an episode with him where we talked about it, and he's also got other films. But he put together this amazing wee Blu-ray, and it looks amazing. It's got all the special features. There's other features now, other shorts in it.
I
For
guess
someone-
we need to start writing them down as well, because
Aye.
there might be more in this video that I won't know about.
Well, like I say, this is something that, I mean, it's no out there. Not everybody's talking about it right now, but it's got heart.
Mhm.
And I never watched it going, oh, this looks too like cheap budget. For what he had and how he achieved what he achieved, brilliant. So I think that does deserve to be on the list. Some of because the story's good as well.
Yeah.
You know, and if somebody was to give him a good budget and allow him to turn it into a feature, I think we'd be looking at something that.
He says himself there's some serious homage to American Werewolf in there as well. It's just good fun. I mean, you can tell it's done on a budget, but it's done with it comes from the right place.
Yeah.
And I had a good time with it as well. He's a sound guy,
Nice
big
guy.
Adam.
Is it available online anywhere to watch?
Yep,
Prime.
I think it's on YouTube. Is it Prime?
Right.
I thought
It's on
it was on
Prime.
YouTube as well. Aye.
Yeah.
It started on YouTube, but it's now on Prime in the UK. So,
Right. Cool.
as UK
Sounds
dwellers, we can get it.
Aye.
Nice.
Aye.
Excellent. Before we go into yours, Jay, we'll just quickly go into the chat just to see who's here, and then we'll continue on. I think some people are trickling through. Sean Sheridan Movie Reviews has become a YouTube member. Thanks very much, Sean. I think Sean became a member a while ago, but again, this is my first live stream of the year, so thanks very much, Sean. Sin is in the house. Sin's Corner. She's got a really good YouTube channel as well. I think Sin, her opinions on film and anything in general seems to align with mine. So if you haven't seen Sin's channel and you like my stuff, then maybe check her stuff out.
She's
Thanks
copying
for-
off you. She's copying
No, no,
off you.
she's not copying at all. No.
There he
Nobody
is with
copies
his
me.
big shit stirring pot.
Aye. Don't
That's
listen
it,
to him,
J-Mac.
Sin. Not JPEG asked. We might be discussing these JPEG, but hold on.
While he's otherwise occupies JPEG, we will get to that, my friend. This is the Swahili version. It's all in
Yeah.
German.
So we will discuss them JPEG. Well, we might not, but we've got Dog Soldiers, Wicker Man, and The Descent. Have they aged well? We'll find out.
Do you know what I find funny about that? He's called not JPEG, and it's funny. Everybody always shortens people's names, so now he's getting called JPEG.
So yeah, is JPEG. Jordan Moran is here. Hello there. Jordan is Scottish as well, guys, so don't worry. He will
Excellent.
understand almost everything
Boy,
you're
hey.
saying. Even you, Kev.
Yes, man.
Matthewman's here as well. All our gents.
Oh, what a
Happy
guy.
Wednesday.
Hey,
Matthew, man.
He also said probably my favourite British horror of recent years is Kill List.
Mhm.
Seen it? Yes, I've seen it, and I didn't like it.
I've got it on Blu-ray.
Boo! I know, boo me. I know a lot of people do like it, but I don't.
I
for some
didn't like it, didn't hate it. It was very middle of the road. for
It's
me.
got one of my favourite Scottish actors in it.
Who?
What's his name?
The guy you can't remember.
No, what's him that was in Still Game?
David Heyman.
David Heyman, whose son we beat. Who our film beat his son's film.
Oh,
Initially.
He never got rid of the next round. We
Oh, so-
hammered him. We hammered him.
No, that got played at the one that I went to and you didn't. It's a film festival. There's the FP Arts Shop Film Festival in East Kilbride. The night that I couldn't go to see our film get played in this short film festival, we won the audience award for best film.
is that
I
the
was
one
like,
you are? Is that the one
Aye.
you are really annoying to your missus?
Yes.
Aye.
Yeah.
Yes. But David Heyman's son was there, and I was like, oh well, if your dad's David Heyman, you're obviously going to be amazing. Smashed him, man.
Nice one.
Smashed him.
Matthewman said, obviously, the Wicker Man is the GOAT, though. Well, who knows? We'll find out, maybe. Jay, so we'll move on to you. What's your first pick?
I'm actually going to go with it kind of treads the line between horror and thriller.
Mm.
Some would maybe argue it's more of a thriller, but there's definitely enough of a horror feel to it, like almost like a true life horror feel that I think gives it a place in this list for me. And it's A Lonely Place to Die. I don't know if you've seen that.
Beautiful film. Got that, actually.
It's there.
Hey.
He had it in the wings.
It's
yeah,
sitting there
yeah.
waiting for you, Jay.
I've got the DVD of that. I actually have the DVD.
But this, I actually only found out about this. It was we had the actor Stephen McCall. Actually, he came to my house to do an interview
Oh, nice.
quite a while back. It was right near the beginning. I don't think we were even live at that point either.
No.
It was just a pre-record, and I reached out to his agent, see if he fancied it. Basically, just chancing my arm, and he actually did it. He came to my house. We did a podcast, and I actually watched this before he came along, and I thought it was class. Like I really, really enjoyed it. I think it set the tone nicely, and the bit where things really start to go wrong really shocks you. You're just like, holy shit, that took me by surprise.
Yeah.
You've got what happened there? We got Gary Sweeney as well, who is the King Ned for Still Game. He shows up, and everybody just nobody kind of steals the show. Everybody's just really good in it, and I think that it was nice to see Melissa George again. I haven't seen her since Home and Away, so that was
What?
that was
Did you not see the
pleasant.
Amityville Horror? She's good in that.
Oh, I forgot she was in that.
Aye.
I forgot she was in that, funnily enough. But I loved that. That was a great remake. And like Stephen McCall plays one of the villains in it. You've got Sean Harris as well, who's just he's a kind of powerhouse actor, but I kind of get the
Oh,
feeling
he's
he
a
is
scary
like
guy.
that.
I love Sean Harris.
Aye,
Mm-hmm.
aye.
Stephen said
He's
when he was on
really-
our show, he said the guy was a bit funny, and that he can be funny on set. And Stephen says, he says when when I got on set and he showed up, I was like, right, I'm just going to make this clear right now. No funny stuff. Hey,
I can't remember.
can you not? Do you remember
It was
on
a
our
long time
show?
ago.
He brought his pig mask out. He still has the pig mask from
Aye.
this film, and
Oh,
he
does
wore
he?
it. Aye, we had done an
Aye.
episode with him. This is when we were live, actually. And he was sitting under the stairs, and he's like, wait, a new guy's came back with a pig mask on. He's like, hey, good guy, Stephen.
Aye.
Good guy.
It's quite the pig mask as well. No, I just think it's maybe not technically a horror, but I think there's enough horror in it for it to
Oh,
make
yeah.
this list for me.
That's why I saved the poster, because hopefully one of you guys would have mentioned that, 'cause it is a sleeper hit, because I don't think anybody in the US has seen this movie. I can guarantee you 98% of people in the US have not seen this one, but it is one that they shouldn't let pass them by, because it is a really good one. And it's one of those films. There's actually a film I'm going to mention next, and I won't mention it yet, but it's one of these films where something bad happens and it doesn't get better. It just gets worse and worse with all the decisions that they make. And that's what I love about this.
I think I know what it's going to be.
No, you don't.
I think I might.
Go on, make a
I think I
guess.
might.
Make a guess. Make a guess.
I won't guess. I won't outright guess it. But is it related to firearms?
Yes.
I've
You
got
might
it
get it then.
What film is it?
Well, I'll let him bloody say it, man. This isn't your show.
Well, before I say it, hold on. I'm going to open my can of Iron Brew because it is a Scottish episode. Hold on. Ooh,
Wee.
right. So, I'll let Jay introduce the movie to us, and then I'll put the poster up. Go, Jay.
I hope this is right. If it's no, I'm going to feel like an absolute fanny. But this was it's a film that I think is still available on Netflix. Am I along the right lines here?
Yeah.
And
warmer.
it's the one I'm thinking about is two guys on a weekend away, and something very, very unfortunate happens, and it involves a gun. And
getting there.
what goes into guns? Bullets. And how are they measured? Caliber.
Mate, I was going to say that. That's on my list.
Hey. Yeah, there you go.
That was
When I
great.
first
By the
read-
way,
when I first read it, I thought it said Calibre. I was like, what's
Calibre, I know.
French
By the
movie.
way-
Wee, wee, wee.
My mate Greg is in this film. He's just sitting in the pub as a wee extra, just like that.
Ah, nice.
And it was actually, some of that was filmed just 2 seconds from my house up in B. Craig's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You can
Yeah.
you can actually spot it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy,
So,
yeah.
so
Aye.
Caliber, yeah, very similar to A Lonely Place to Die. Only this one, I feel, gets worse and worse and worse, even more than A Lonely Place to Die. Very, very similar in like kind of style, very similar the way it's shot, very similar in location as well. But yeah, these two guys accidentally kill a child and his dad on a hunting expedition, a hunting day out. And they try and cover up the body, and then things just spiral out of control to the point where their life is in danger, and they need to try and get out of there. Don't want to spoil it, because to be honest, I said to you, Kev, the day that I watched 2 Scottish movies today. This is one of them, and this is the very first time I saw it. And
Really?
Wow.
Very first time. I don't know why I didn't watch it before. I think it's maybe because of what Jay said earlier there. I thought it was a French movie. So I just never watched it. Yeah, Calibre.
Calibre.
It's like that well-known French name, Martin McCann.
Aye. But yeah, Caliber, I was going to say Calibre there. Caliber, definitely one that people should check out. The lucky thing is it's not like A Lonely Place to Die in the sense of availability, because it is on Netflix. Not sure if it's on the US Netflix. I'm sure it was at the time. It's got over 35,000 votes on IMDb, so I'm sure this is a popular one for a lot of people. But if you haven't seen it, guys, anyone, then check this one out, because it's a really good one. Very surprising for me. So
Oh yeah, it was very
really
good.
like this one. I'm just going to quickly go back into the chat, and then we can move back onto yourself, Kev.
Yeah, of course.
Let's see, where were we? So Jean's in the house. Hi, Jean. How you doing? This is one I forgot to put on. Maybe you guys did. Jordan said In Fear is a classic recent British film.
In
I
Fear.
don't remember what it's about. I can see the front cover. It's kind of blurry with someone's eyes looking out a car window in the rain. I can't even remember what it's about, but I remember liking it. That's as far as I can go with that.
I
Fear.
I don't think I've even heard of that
2013.
one.
I don't think
Yeah.
so either, but I'm now going to have to go and watch it.
It's a
'cause
good
it
film.
looks class.
Take
Mhm.
note.
It's getting added to the watch list.
Yeah. He also said Lonely Place to Die is class. Great cast. Met Steve McCall on a pub a few years ago. Really nice guy.
Was he playing
Nice.
that game? What game was it he plays? Mind, he said to us about it. And it's a game that's no that popular. But he and his brother would go to. And by the way, for people that don't know, anybody that watches the Lemmy Show, Steve McCall's older brother Paul is the guy from Lemmy's show. He's you know the guy, he's a laptop.
No, I don't
You
even
never
know.
watched Lemmy's show?
I've watched Lemmy on YouTube, but I've not watched like his actual show.
Oh, his show's excellent. I've got it on DVD there. He's a regular. His big brother, Stephen's big brother, is a regular on Lemmy's show. Good actor, Paul McCall.
Have you seen the Lemmy skit with Pitbull?
I don't think so, actually.
Oh my god, it's the most funniest thing ever. I'm not even going to mention anything about it. You need to watch it. Just don't do it now. But on YouTube, just search Lemmy Pitbull. It's absolutely
All right.
tremendous.
Okay.
I'll
It's
double check.
incredible.
I think
If
I
you
might
like
have
Lemmy, then this is like the cream of the crop.
I love a lot of what Lemmy's done. What is stuff.
Sin said, I think I've seen A Lonely Place to Die, but don't remember much about it at all. Do you know it's funny, Sin? Because I watched it years ago as well, and I didn't remember much about it. And I watched it again about 3 or 4 months ago, and I forgot everything all about it. When I saw Gary Sweeney show up as well, I was like, oh, that's Gary Sweeney.
King Ned.
King Ned. He's also the king, one of the King Neds in Small Faces. Have you seen Small Faces?
Nope.
I think so.
Oh,
I think I seen
come
it maybe years
on.
ago.
Thought you
I
guys
was-
are
Check it.
you guys are Scottish.
Mate, I watch. Is Small Faces a movie or a TV show? Or
It's a movie. It came out the same time as Trainspotting, so it got buried because of Trainspotting. But the cast of Small Faces is great. Half of the cast are in River City now. But Gary Sweeney
Probably.
is in it. Kevin McKidd's in it. Ian,
Right.
whatever it is, I can't remember his name. Ian Richardson, can't remember. But a few people you'd recognise. And it's about gangs and gorbles in the 1950s, 60s. Great
Right.
film.
all right, that actually does sound like it'd be right up my alley.
Absolutely. If you like Trainspotting, you'll love Small Faces.
Okay, another one to add onto the
I'm
list.
sure I've seen that.
Yeah. Jordan said Sean Harris, Joe Edgerton, and Ben Mendelsohn. Any film with a couple of those are cracking. Yeah, Sean Harris. Sean Harris is terrifying in Mission Impossible. I think he's a great actor. I think he would make the perfect Bond villain for a future Bond movie. He's brilliant.
I don't think you're wrong.
He
there.
essentially was a Bond villain in Mission Impossible. He was just in the wrong film.
Aye,
You know what I mean?
definitely. Mhm.
He filmed it wrong.
He was in for
As you would say.
he was in for Bond.
Um,
Matthewman said The Ritual is a cracker too. Not the new one with Al Pacino, I guess. It's the one with Rafe Spall.
Yeah, that went proper. That goes properly bonkers at the end, doesn't
Aye.
it? but like every horror film tends to go a wee bit bonkers at the end, right? But some of them just go so bonkers that you lose it with it. Like you're just like, nah, that was too much. This one nearly did that for me, but no quite. I still enjoyed it, although it did get fucking bonkers.
Yeah, I think it got a little bit too bonkers for my liking, but it was still decent.
I like Rafe Spall as well. He's good.
Yeah, I like Race Pub. We'll read one more comment and then we'll move on to yours, Jay. Not JPEG says, well, got to go now. Respect to you, Barry, guests and chat. See you later, JPEG, or not JPEG. Let's call you PNG.
PNG and Abbott.
TXT.
A TIFF file. See you later, JPEG. Anyway, so Jay, let's move on to yours. Maybe I'll have a poster for it. Maybe I won't. But what's your next one?
Pretty much guarantee you have, and Kevin's mentioned it already. He's brought
Here,
up his DVD.
is it no my turn?
No.
No,
It is. I think I've picked the Moors, and then it went to J Mac who picked.
Oh, I
A
saw
Lonely
it.
Place to Die.
you're right.
Oh
Sorry.
no!
However, if he's want to go for J, I'm JPEG. I'm totally fine. If you want to go back to J, I'm totally fine with that. I was just making sure that I wasn't like
No,
imagining things.
We'll move on to yours. I want to
I
see
don't
Jay's
worry.
face when you pick his pick now.
I'm just going to confirm that Eden Lake was a lot of that was filmed in Scotland, right?
Are you choosing that as your choice?
I would like to.
Bing.
Bing.
Was that
I'm,
your one, J-Mac?
No.
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 Nah.
Good.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't filmed in Scotland unless they done like some overhead shots or whatever. But it's a British film and it's one that I would have mentioned anyway if you didn't. So take it
Right.
away.
So Eden Lake, first time I ever saw it, I don't know if I ever told you, is I used to work in Blockbuster.
Yeah.
And what they would do is give you things to take home. You just pick any film you want. This was one of them. Took it home because I liked the cover. Remember when we used to pick films based on how they looked on their cover? Took it home, straight up was like, this is banging. And then, like any thriller, and I'm sure I said when we last spoke, there's a film similar to this with Kim Basinger.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's called While She Was Out. Similar to this. It's where you're going about your life, an event happens and it spirals, and you're like, oh my God, how did it get like this? And this is one of those type of films. What I love about it is you don't see it too much these days. It's a group of kids. It's your wee dafties. It's the Neds, except they take it too far. Usually when you encounter Neds, give you a wee bit of snash, you go up, you punch the solid one, and the rest of them just scatter, right? Knowing this. That's it. I used to always be like, right, the hardest one is, come here. You see them all going, no, and then they all look towards the same guy, and that's how you know what one to punch. But etiquette. That was the 90s etiquette. But in this, it's no like that at all. These are a different breed of wee dafty. And they're just going about their way. And what is it? Like always, you find yourself living vicariously through these two characters. They just want to get away, enjoy what they're doing with each other. Wee bit of a retreat, but then they encounter wee dafties, giving them a wee bit of snash. I felt like this has that same type of feel that what's the film where they cut the wee lassie's tongue off? They've just remade it with James Bakery.
Speaking of evil.
Speaking of evil.
Aye, same type of way where you're like, come on, yous are grown adults, like, do something about it, man. And you're like that, going, come on, do something about it. And then before you know it, it just gets to Jack O'Connell's in this as well. Again, no a big part, but it's one of his earlier films.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. I really dug it. And I look back to this and go, there should be more films like this.
Yeah. I think this one, like, it's raw, it's visceral. It's one that you kind of look away. Like, I felt like that ending was one of the bleakest endings I've ever seen in my entire life.
Mhm.
And you, at that point, you really felt for Kelly Riley at the end. And you see him, Jack O'Connell, looking in the mirror with his aviator sunglasses on, not a care in the world, and you just wanted to smack him so hard. And the bad guys win in this film, and it's that's what makes it a tremendous movie. But the fact that you're walking away angry, I went to the cinema to see this, and honestly, me and my wife walked out of the cinema, and we were so angry watching this. We're like, I loved it so much, but I was just so angry, and just walking past little Neds as well. I'm like, see you,
Somebody's getting punched. Somebody's getting punched. Hardest one is stand forward.
Hardest time. But I absolutely love this movie.
It was
Incredible
good.
film.
I've said that many times, J-Mac. Like, bad guys should win sometimes. They should win.
It was, I think, like, by memory, I think it was the first time I'd ever seen Michael Fassbender in anything, because I didn't recognise him. Like, when I went to see it, I was like, who's this guy? And then turns out he's a massive movie star. But Jack O'Connell was phenomenal. Like, he did terrify you. And I think, like, normal people, I know Kevin's kind of squinting at that because Kevin's not a normal person, but I think one of the things that is scary about being in that situation is you don't want to bring the wrong side of the law onto you by assaulting a child, basically. Exactly. But the thing is, like, see 14, 15, 16-year-olds, it's kind of tough because they could actually destroy you because you're not allowed to defend yourself. And this kind of puts you in that situation where you're like, I can't do anything. These are kids. And I don't know, I just find it awful. It's awful to watch. It's beautiful to watch in an awful way. And the bit with the flaming car tire and stuff.
I was going to say that, yeah.
It really kind of makes bits of your body you never knew existed clench up. And I think that is the sign of a very well-made horror thriller.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything bad to say about Eden Lake other than it's hard to watch, but in a good way. It's
Mhm.
great.
Damn
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So,
So
all with you there, Kev.
perfect.
Also, by the way, I couldn't see this in the cinema when it came out because I was too young.
oh, wee baby.
It was too wee. I
he's
was
wee
too wee
Ned.
at the time.
He's one of the wee Neds.
I was inside it just throwing sticks at folk. I'm joking.
He was standing outside it wearing his aviators, just scaring the
Aye,
shit out of
probably.
people.
For those of you who don't know, a Ned is a chav if you're from England, or what would you call Neds in America? Like
a wee
hoodlums?
deaf day?
A what? A
wee
wee
deaf day?
deafy. A wee deaf day.
That's a Glaswegian word in American accent.
And a terrible American accent, I'll have you know.
Deafy.
I actually don't know if there is a term.
Was it youths? Like
Skullduggery.
hooligans? I don't know.
No,
Hooligan.
hooligans is a very
Is that a British word, isn't it?
it's a very
maybe.
British word, I think.
What
Let's just
about...
call them
Although
bad boys.
although they did call Green Street hooligans in America, so
They
they would
did.
understand what it was about. So maybe I'm wrong with the word hooligans. So
maybe it's more universal.
I don't know. Little assholes, I think they would go with.
Maybe. That's a bit late.
Remember where you are, J-Mac.
No, you can
Oh,
swear.
sorry.
You can swear on this channel. Don't worry about it.
Sure.
You can bleep it if you
Oh,
want.
thank Frick for that.
I'll bleep it if I want. Like, wait.
Holy smokes.
Funny.
So I think I don't think they have like
A thug. Jordan Moran
Thug.
just said a thug. That's right. Didn't he?
Perfect.
Oh, yeah,
Didn't he? Thug, like you just came up with it, J-Mac. It was Jordan. All right.
Thug
no, I
life.
was reacting to you saying it.
Thug life.
I'm not looking at the comments. I've got 3 years all big screen because I'm old and I can't see.
Oh, class.
Oh,
Maybe I should
put
do
glasses
that.
on. So
I
who's next? Put the ones in front of you. Who's next? Jay, are you next?
It's me next, aye.
Yeah, right.
And this one you've definitely got in your list. You could probably get the poster ready for it before I say it. It stars Kevin McKidd.
Ta-da.
Kevin McKidd as a soldier who is
Oh.
attempting to get into the special forces, I think, at the beginning.
Yeah.
And things go a little bit awry from there. He fails his test for pretty questionable reasons. And then things just go from bad to worse in this quality British horror film, Dog Soldiers. I think it's so well put together, and the werewolves. See the werewolves in it. Like objectively, the werewolves in it look kind of shite, but amazing at the same time. It's just guys. It's just guys in suits, big long fingernails, big long hands, big long fingers, big stupid face that doesn't even move. That's the best part. Most of the film, the werewolves' faces don't even change. It's literally, it should have been rubbish, but it was so well acted. The script was so good. It's so funny at bits as well. There's a lot of humour in it. Like, see the kind of army boy banter between them at times. Sean Pertwee is fantastic. In fact, he steals the show with one story. He's telling a story about his mate that died.
Oh, at the start.
It's quite near the beginning. He's telling a story and he steals the show. So, like, it was Oscar worthy, just him telling this wee story. And good amounts of gore, good amounts of fun, good amounts of people telling werewolves to. If I think one of the boys says to them, "I hope I give you the shits." That's British humour right there, and I love it. It's not comedy horror at all, but there are enough funny moments in it to break the kind of almost silliness of it. It's still scary, but it's silly at the same time. And it's just a fun ride from start to finish. It really
Look at
is
the image
good.
on the back here. Look.
Aye, that's it.
Look at that, man. Look at
You
that.
You get what you expect, and I love it, man.
It's all in
What's your
Italian as
thoughts?
well.
The film came out 3 years after The Matrix, and do you remember there's a character in it called Spoon, and Spoon gets blown up, and then somebody says, "Where's Spoon?" He's like, "There is no spoon." Like,
I never even clicked with that. That was a reference.
that is
Oh my god! I never get
on the nose.
subtext, man. Never get subtext. whenever I
You
do
watched
notice
it
it, I
wrong.
feel.
You watched it wrong.
Aye. But this was. I'm trying to remember the name of the fella that directed it. I'm sure he's quite
Neil
well
Marshall?
known.
Neil Marshall, aye.
Aye, he's done quite a lot since. I don't know if he had done a lot before that. I can't remember. But he's
Just
done a fair amount since.
Lost
yeah.
in
Well, he's
Space.
cancelled now. He's been cancelled.
What's he
Oh,
done?
has he? Oh, no.
Well, we'll not say on the channel, but he got cancelled, which means now he has to fund his own movies, and that's why his movies lately have been awful. Like he done one last year called The Lair. I think it's called The Lair, and it was
Right.
dog shit. It was terrible. They should have just called it dog shit. It was so bad. But obviously, his earlier work was tremendous, and we might discuss more of his work on this.
Oh,
on this
right,
live
okay.
stream. You never know.
I'm
So
trying
I-
to find
like-
out what he done.
Do you remember? Do you remember the bit where Sean Pertwee's been basically cut open, like his guts are hanging out, and they're
Yeah.
trying to fix him on the bed, and I think they kind of get him drunk to try and kind of ease the pain a wee bit, and then he's just lying there. He's like, "I fucking love you, mate. I fucking love you," and he's like, "Just settle down, mate, settle down." And then he looks down at his stomach, intestines hanging out. He's like, "Ah, sausages."
They'll tape him up as well with like masking tape or something. No masking tape. Like
No,
kinda
it's super glue.
super glue. So it is. Yeah.
Aye, because as Kevin McKidd said, this stuff was developed during the Vietnam War to patch up broken soldiers. It's like, well, I can believe that because there's the best thing that super glue sticks together is your fingers.
You just done the worst Scottish accent, Jay.
As when I try and do somebody else's Scottish accent, it comes out fucking weird, eh?
Aye.
It's kind of strange, but I
do a Scottish accent.
I love this film. I loved it when I seen it in the cinema, and I bought it on DVD as soon as it was available. I've watched it at least 20 times. I love it to bits.
What version's that you've got? The 4K?
That's the
Is that-
4K second sight.
Nice. Well, mine is I don't know because it's on bloody Spahili, but look, it's thin, right?
Yeah.
And it's got the Sitges thing.
It's Spanish or German and then.
Aye, but the thing is, I've watched it. It's not in German. It's just the German release. It's got
Yeah.
the German that on
Did you
it.
get that? Did you get that at the Barras?
No, it's a genuine copy. Thank you very much.
It's a genuine fake. I
As
get
advertised on Crime Stoppers. Remember that?
No, this is a cool wee edition of it.
so. This is it's probably from the
Oh,
same
nice.
like American Wolf from Paris, but it's I don't know what language it is, but it looks like the
Right.
same kind of quality cover as Your Dog Soldiers.
Yep.
So it's
So-
possibly like Spanish
I-
or German or
Did
something.
I
Yours
watch
isn't
that
he-
wrong? Did I watch that wrong as well, nerds?
What? This?
American Werewolf in Paris.
Everybody watched it wrong because nobody likes it, and I love it.
Oh, fuck. You know, I nearly put it on last night to pass the time. And I was
Oh,
like, no,
really?
because it's pish.
Oh, it's no fish. It's brilliant. It's hilarious as well. Trust me.
All right, okay. It's not on this list, though, so fuck it.
Right. I'm going to go next then. Oh, in fact, let me go quickly to the chat because it's building up, and then we'll come to my pick. Sin said, Caliber sounds interesting. Yeah, if you've got Netflix, and I think if it's still on US Netflix, then I would check it out because it's really good. Joe says, where would you put Dead Cam? I'm guessing, unless there is a clam.
Clam. Aye, that's a different type of movie, that one.
Yeah, I bought Dead Cam when I was a kid, and there was a reason for it.
Is that Nicole Kidman and Billy Zane?
Billy Zane.
Yes, and that's when
Is it Sam Neill?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
that's when she gets. My wife says I've got an encyclopedia that I know every movie where an actress gets.
Naked?
Unclothed.
Aye, kinda from the top half, and
There's
Dead
a lot
Cam.
of that.
Dead
Yeah,
Cam.
babies came out. The babies
Aye,
came out.
de-
Aye.
no, to like 10-year-old Kev, Dead Cam was all that.
Dead Cam, I mean, it's
Good film. Good.
it's
film.
not a British horror film at all,
No, it's
but
good.
Yeah,
it
it's
is very, very good.
But he's talking about Dead Clam. So
Dead
that's
Cam
a
got
Scottish film.
Dead Cam got remade as well.
did it?
Aye, quite recently as well. I think it was like straight to streaming, so I have not bothered with it at all. I don't think it needed a remake. It's not the type
No.
of film that would benefit for modern technology. You know what I mean? It's
uh,
about folk on a boat.
It's like Double
Um,
Jeopardy. We don't need a remake of that. And that's also a film where Ashley Judd,
yeah.
God.
The remake
funny enough,
of
on a boat or not.
the remake of Dead Cam is called Pure Dead Cam. It's Scottish.
You're dead cam, no. I can confirm there is no Dead Clam film,
Oh well.
so they're
Um,
tripping.
31 Halloween, 31 Hallows Death. Andy, how you doing, Andy? He said, "Oi, lads." I think I had a few people say that to me, like when they say, "Oh, where you from?" I'm like, "Scotland," and they're like, "Oi, oi." I'm like, "No, that's England. We don't
Aye,
say
it's-
oi."
Aye, we don't say
We
oi.
say, all right.
Aye, we say,
that
"All
or-
right."
Oi!
No,
I don't think I've
our
ever said-
version of oi is definitely, oh,
Aye, oh, that's it. Aye. Oh,
Oh!
oh.
I don't think you can say. I don't think you can type "oh," or you could probably say "all."
Is it no HAW?
I go
Oh.
AGW. Oh,
Aye, oh.
Aye.
oh, you. Oh, Jim.
It's
Yeah,
funny
you,
because
that will be right.
I've been texting my American friend, and he says that I text exactly how I speak. Like, you're getting smashed.
And then-
This is a friend you're texting, you're not just randomly threatening Americans.
Depends which day.
Matthew said, "I always liked the movie Creep." Well, we might talk about it.
Yes.
The one that's set in the London subway. Not very often the killers go the same name as me.
Craig. The American for Craig is Craig, isn't it?
Aye.
Are we talking about the same creep?
I don't think so. Oh,
Well, He's
No,
talking about
I-
the one in the tube station. That
yeah,
was a good one.
but he's not. There's nobody called Craig in it.
Well, wait
Aye.
a minute. Maybe he's talking about the other creep where somebody's
Oh, it's-
called Craig.
No, he's talking about the London subway one.
Aye, is somebody called Craig? Aye, there is. Sean Harris plays Craig.
No, Sean Harris plays the monster.
It's definitely, he's credited as Craig.
Is his name Craig?
Craig the monster.
Oh man, that's such a British thing to do with a film, eh? Have a horrible wee creepy monster creeping about the subway and call him Craig. That's
It's like
brilliant.
having a dog called Patrick.
Brilliant.
That's so true.
That's bizarre.
Crazy,
Um,
yeah. Craig.
I'll go
Yes.
next. I'm going
Aye.
to go next.
Your turn.
Right. I'm going to choose. This is more British than Scottish, but I'm going to choose Hush
Hush was decent, by the way.
from
I've
2008.
never seen that.
I know you haven't. Nobody has, apart from
I
Kev,
have.
apparently.
No, I have. Let me just give
Yeah.
myself a wee quick refresher.
Got a wee guy called Alex, who is a bus stop poster guy.
Mhm.
Goes around bus stops and puts posters up on the motorway or the highway, and him and his girlfriend are traveling behind this lorry, and they notice that there's this girl trapped in the lorry, so they start
That's right.
following it to think, "Oh, where's this girl going?" But as he stops to get help, the lorry driver takes his girlfriend, so he has to try and catch up to get not just the girl that they found, but
Mhm.
also his girlfriend as well. So there's a few kind of twists and turns throughout the film. I went to the cinema to see this one.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, not a lot of people have seen it. And because Hush came out in 2006, 18, whatever, the Mike Flanagan one, nobody
All
really
right.
finds this one now because it's kind of been put to the bottom of the pile.
In the ether.
But I highly recommend this one if you like your British horror movies. If you like your road horror movies, then Hush
Mhm.
is there with one of the best, I'd say.
That's right, because they're driving behind it, and the bumper goes up,
Yeah, the kind of thing.
and she's like, "Help!" And then it goes down, and he's like, "Did you just see that?" And she's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "There's a hussy in there."
aye.
Yeah. I really like that. I really like that.
I'd love it
Okay.
if you were in that film and you were that guy. Ah, she in there.
You
That's
see it,
kinda
man,
what he's done,
class. I don't even smoke. I do that, but I don't even smoke. That's the best bit. That's
So-
kind of like Joyride, isn't it?
Yeah, it felt like Joyride.
In a sense.
Yeah.
Let's call it Roadkill. This is a UK show. Let's call Joyride Roadkill, shall
Yeah.
we?
Sorry, that's true. Do you know
Aye.
why I'm calling it? Do you know why I'm calling it Joyride? Because my friend,
amazing.
well, in America it's Joyride. In the UK it's Roadkill, right? Steve
Yeah.
Zahn and Paul Walker. And
Yeah.
the reason being is when I first ever watched that, my mate had a copy. He obviously got it from somewhere, and that's how I saw it at his house. And the cover said Joyride on it, so I forever was like, "That's Joyride." But then I go into HMV here in Scotland, and I'm like, "Roadkill? What the hell is this? It looks like the same film,
Yeah.
film." And that was my first
I
introduction
used
to.
to-
Oh, they call it something
used to
different in
do-
another country.
I used to do a good impression of the guy, the driver, the truck driver. I don't know if I can still do it.
champagne, candy cane.
No. Go.
Has he muted himself?
Aye.
He's muted himself. Like, that's a great impression there, J-Mac. That's as close to the impression I'd like to get.
He's not terrible.
Do you know what? As well, though, they made sequels to Roadkill, by the way, and they
I've
were
seen them.
actually class. They weren't bad,
not
right?
Too bad, aye.
Hey,
All right, first
Hello.
time to DVD. Oh,
Aye.
that was great.
go on then.
I'm back. I've obviously, there's a mute button on this microphone I did not know existed. There we go.
There you go. Go.
Let me just get in the zone here, right? Talk amongst yourselves.
Needs to warm up,
Um,
man. Look at this.
I do. Hang on. All that shit.
Will I be candy cane?
Candy cane.
Oh, that's good.
Fuck.
That's
What
good,
else
that.
does it say? I got your pink champagne.
That is
Tell me that's not bad. Tell me
decent.
that's
Who
not bad.
does
But it's
his
the
voice?
same guy that plays
You know-
Buffalo Bill in
Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs. That's Ted
Ted
Levine.
Levine.
Also, Fast and the Furious. It's Toretto, Brian. It's always been Toretto.
Yeah.
By
Paul
the way,
Walker and Ted Levine.
we FYI about that film. See where they're in the next again room. It's such a me thing to do. Like, send a
know,
mad killer
know.
to the next again room. And it's
He's
funny,
listening
he
and he's
goes-
like,
and you just hear him screaming and getting bad.
He's like, whoop.
And they're like, "Hey, Hickey's all right." And he's like, "Aye, aye." Next day, jaw's been ripped off. That's
Yeah.
such a me thing to do. That's
It
such
really
a
is.
me thing to do.
so anyway, Hush was all right. Aye.
Aye, Hush was good, aye.
That's another one I'm going to stick on my wee watch list. There we go.
Jordan said Hush was great, like a British breakdown. That's another good comparison to Hush with Kurt Russell.
Yep, yeah, that was a good film, by the way. And also J.T. Walsh, I think he was the truck driver.
I can't remember the wife's name in Breakdown, but she was in the House of Eyes remake with Ted Levine.
Oh, there we go. We've got a 6 degrees of
Degrees.
Kevin Bacon here.
Yeah.
I bet they both worked with Kevin Bacon at some point as well.
Probably.
But no, that's fine. I'll stick that on my list. And Breakdown was a good film.
There's
Enjoyed that.
here's your 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon was in the Gardens of the Galaxy Holiday Special, and Kurt Russell was in Gardens of the Galaxy Volume 2. Bing bing.
Bing, bing. There we go.
There
we go. Do you know
Right,
I
so
only
that-
watched the Guardians films last year. I hadn't watched any of them, and then
Oh,
I
really?
watched all 3. I thought they were fucking great fun. Really enjoyed
Yeah.
them.
They're all
Fucking
right. I
space
actually didn't think they're all that great.
I thought they were good. Second
What
one
was
was
that
all right.
noise?
Came for your mic, J-Mac.
No,
No.
it came from my mic. There was a motorbike just past.
What in your
be
house?
We thought you farted. We thought
I
you
live under
farted.
the highway.
Aye, no, right. That's right. So Hush is on the list.
Add
Ideal.
it to the list, yeah, definitely. Who you're next, Kevin?
So I'm going to say one here that I watched at first and thought, "What the hell is this?" And then was like, "Actually, it's no bad." You remember a film called Under the Skin?
Yeah. it's
Yeah.
just
Ah,
not-
no way, no way, no way.
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
what?
right. Right, so see, growing up here, there was a club that was so popular called Club Earth, and that's the nightclub. The club I used to go to in my early teens. Well, 18 and onwards, something a wee bit before then, right? But
13, 14.
but the nightclub I used to go to essentially is the one that she goes to, and it's funny because you watch her walking outside it, and then she goes into it, and I'm like, that's no Club Earth. That's now that she goes into.
Yeah.
But what I liked about this is that I had to ask my brother-in-law. At the time, he was just my friend. See how that worked out, eh? Got with my sister. So before he was even my brother-in-law,
And you allowed that to happen.
He's the right guy. He's the right guy. So
He's the
usually
top
in
Ned.
and those he's King Ned. He's the furthest to a Ned. Looks more like a Viking. But get this right. So I was like, I didn't quite understand that. And then I did. There's a part in it that had me screaming. So I'm watching it like this, right? The whole time I'm like, oh, this is quite okay. It's quite a serious film. I'm kind of no understanding it. Then I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. And
You sent me the clip of the. You've sent me the clip of the bit that makes you laugh. I remember it.
He's
I
just
remember it.
floating in the
Is it the
water
skin
like this.
bursting? Yeah.
And it just pops. I was howling, man. Love that stuff. But it's obviously an alien of some type, and they're there to prey on people, right? For whatever reason, I couldn't figure out. I'm sure Nards is going to give me a higher understanding of this film than I ever thought. But when they meet the wee guy with the face that looks like a dropped omelette, right? They meet him, and the person is like trying to catch him. And then Scarlett Johansson's character, like whatever she is like, here, this guy's dealing with enough. Doesn't he need me, like, doing whatever we're doing with this guy? So she lets him go. And then the wee random dude with a helmet's like, nah, give me I'll take him. So that's one I need to rewatch. I thought it was good because there's a lot of moving parts to it, right? But I understood it to an extent. I still think this is one of those ones I'm going to have to watch again and watch again to truly understand the grasp of it. But Nards, you're going to fill me in on what it was really about, right?
No. I'm not. I've only seen it once, and I loved it. And again, that was 2013. But I need to watch it again. I feel like doing a deep dive into Under the Skin because it was a
100%.
beautifully shot movie.
Mhm.
Scarlett Johansson was incredible in the film.
She also gets
Yeah, fully for like 15
J-Mac's
minutes
like,
of the whole movie.
on the list.
It was already on there.
Mate, it's the only one I haven't even had to write down.
You'll remember that. You don't need to remember. Yeah, great film. I think it was directed by Jonathan Glazer, and it was filmed in Glasgow as well. So there's some shots of Glasgow city centre in there when she's she's falling over trying to get help from people. She's I don't want to spoil it if Jay's not seen it, but the gist of it is she's an alien that comes down to Earth as a prostitute, and she preys on men, and that's it. So that's all I'll kind of say. But yeah, beautifully shot, looks stunning. And if you're into your Scottish horror movies / sci-fi, then I would definitely add that to the list.
The
Great
pop
one.
and skin stuff is class. It's just like imagine your bones all break at the one time and then they just disappear and you're like an empty balloon. Just like
It's like a dream. It's like it was a total dream.
Was that a dream though?
No, I mean it's like a dream. Like that's
Aye.
the kind of dreams that you have. The way that it's shot. It's great.
I know, it's so funny.
That guy.
I've seen the scene. I've seen the scene because Kev sent it me saying, I'm fucking howling. I'm howling.
That's quite funny.
It's good, eh?
But have you ever watched a film that was completely made in Scotland, filmed in Scotland, set in Scotland, mentioned the fact that it's in Scotland, but there's not a Scottish person in it? I've just thought of one. It's not a horror film, but I've just remembered it because I watched it a few months back. And wait, have you got it?
Yep.
Go on in.
Does it begin with D?
No.
Nah, I don't
Maybe
have
there's
it.
another one.
Maybe.
This was it was a Jet Li film, Unleashed, with him,
Oh,
Bob Hoskins.
that's right.
It's set in Glasgow, filmed in Glasgow. They mention Glasgow in the film.
They go to Morrison's in it or something, or a spa.
The Spa,
Spa.
the Spa, and the lassie behind the counters, Tattoo Landon. This wee Ned comes in, destroys the place. He's a wee fucking cockney wanker. There's no, there's no Scottish folk in the entire film. Even the folk that work in the spa. You know what I mean? And I don't understand it. It's like if you're not going to have a Scottish person in it, just set it in London. Film
I
it
know
in
why they've
Glasgow.
done it.
Set it in London.
I know why.
Uh,
they've done it. I know why.
Oh.
A lot of, well, I don't officially know why, but a lot of Americans think that there is no such thing as a Scottish accent. It's a British accent. So they probably think, let's just get a bunch of British people, and they've just got everyone from London, like, to be part of that movie, and think, yep, that's what Scottish people sound like. They sound British.
It's a good film, but
I like that.
as a Scotsman, I'm just like, eh.
Aye, don't sound like us at all.
But aye, it's funny. There's a bit where they're in this freaking house or something. Then they walk outside the house and it's clearly like the art galleries, the Kelvin Grove art galleries.
Aye,
It's like, that's not a house, mate.
I need to watch that again. That was a good film. I really liked that.
It was good. Again, no horror film. We sideline, but there we go.
The one I was thinking of was Doomsday. I'm sure that's set in Scotland.
I've never seen that actually.
It's a Neil Marshall movie. The guy that directed Dog Soldiers.
The guy's in trouble.
Yeah. I
Mm.
remember not liking that very much.
I remember not liking it too much either, which is why I've not went back to it.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we were too young and watched it wrong. Maybe.
Maybe.
Could
All of
maybe
us.
rewatch it. It was
Well,
like, it was just like Mad Max, but a bit zombie-ish, wasn't
And
it?
everyone was sent, like all the bad guys and the scum were sent to Scotland. Scotland was a prison, basically, for all
aye.
the scumbags.
Yeah.
So we were basically scumbag country.
Aye, thanks, Neil Marshall.
Aye.
Cancelled.
I'm glad he's cancelled now.
Dog Soldiers
His
was
last big
pish,
film.
mate.
That was his last.
Right. Again, I hadn't even thought of it because again, I think I only seen it once. If I finished it, I might not have even finished it.
Mhm.
But there you go.
You're up, Jay.
I'm up. Right. Okay. This one I was a bit dubious about when I went to see it because it was the first horror film I went to see at a cinema that wasn't at least a 15.
Oh.
This was a 12A rated movie, and
I
I
know what it
remember when I sat down to watch it, and I saw a guy coming in with his son who must have been 7 or 8.
Oof.
And I didn't think much of it until I was about halfway through, and I was like, this guy should, as a father, fucking leave right now. This boy
Should.
is going to be traumatized.
It shouldn't have been a
and it was-
12A.
No. If we're thinking of the same film, it's The Woman in Black.
Yeah.
I think
That was
I think
class.
it's one of the. It's like a good classic horror film. Do you know what I mean? I think the time that it's set helps that feeling. Do you know what I mean? It's a
Yeah.
period piece. It's set like kind of Victorian times or maybe even before. I'm not quite sure. But it was the first time I'd really seen Daniel Radcliffe in anything else except Harry Potter.
It was the
thought he
first time
was-
I looked at him as something other than Harry Potter, to
Aye.
be honest.
Aye, and that kind of goes to show you that the boy actually can act if you give him the right stuff. Because like Harry Potter, like the first Harry Potter film, he's actually everybody in it's dreadful. They kind of learn to act as they go through the franchise. But I think Daniel Radcliffe in that was really good. You've got Kieran Hines, the Irish actor, is phenomenal. Love him. It was really, really, really creepy. It was creepy and scary, and again, just so well filmed. It looked beautiful. It was uneasy. I'm like this as I was watching it, like you just said, Barry. It shouldn't have been a 12. I think that they've made it. They've cut it in a way for the censors just to get it that 12A rating to sell
Even-
more tickets.
Even at that, I don't know how they got away with it. You know,
Nah.
there's children in it that are, I don't even want to say it on screen, but there's children in it that harm themselves to the point where they're no longer breathing. That happens in the film, and I'm like, how is this a 12A? I'm like, how
Aye.
can this be a 12A? Nuts.
And I remember watching it going, I can't be scared. This is a 12, and I'm actually scared. What the fuck is going on? But no, I was pleasantly surprised by it. I kind of went to see it because there was nothing else really on that I fancied, and I was like, fuck, I'll go and see The Woman in Black. And the whole time watching the trailers, I'm like, oh, this is a 12. It's going to be pitch. And I remember actually genuinely feeling pretty freaked out by it. That opening scene where it's just like the panning. Oh wait, no, am I mixing this up with something else? I think I'm mixing it up with Insidious. Now you've got that the first Insidious, you've got the camera just panning in, then it's like the black veil over the fucking horrible face.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think that's Insidious. I'm mixing that up. But Women in Black. What are your guys' thoughts?
Have you seen the original?
No.
No, the original, but I don't remember it. But at the time, I was freaked out by the original, and similar to the Woman in Black remake, I was freaked out when I watched that one. But for a 12A, it's probably the scariest 12A that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. I remember watching it in the cinema and really enjoying it and going, oh, it'll be good when the second one comes out. Second one came out, I was like, this is pants. I've never got through the second
I
one.
switched that off. I didn't even
Same.
Yeah, I've never
Couldn't
seen it.
Didn't even
first,
bother.
first 15 minutes I was like, this is a cheap fucking cash grab. Like
100%.
cheap. It looks like it was done with fucking, I was going to say Microsoft Paint. That's not the word I'm looking for. Microsoft's
Windows-
video editor thing.
Windows Movie Maker.
That's the felly.
Where all great editors start.
It was absolute. This is a very Scottish word I'm going to use right now. It was absolute keich.
Keith.
Keich. Absolute keich. But the first one rules.
The
And
French call that.
I've not watched it for
keich.
Le keich.
He's incompetent.
Les incompetents. I've not watched it for a good number of years actually, and I think just it was only just before I came on the show. I was, like I said, I was kind of thinking about what I was going to talk about, and I was like, Women in Black. Aye, that was a cracker. I'm going to revisit that. I'm going to show it to my son and freak him out.
I'm going to revisit it as well. Yeah, my son's
Aye.
not.
How old's your son
Really?
again?
He's 14, so he'll watch it with me.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Mine's 11. Oh, we watched It the other night.
The movie.
The new one, the newer one. So
The
Bill
only
Skarsgård
movie.
one.
The only movie that exists about it.
Aye. Miniseries, all that bitch, right? But it was funny because he'd seen it before. He watched it about 6 months ago, and he was like, "That wasn't that scary," and he was all right with it. It never affected him. But the last time we watched it 2 nights ago, for some reason, it affected him quite badly. We went upstairs. It was bedtime, and he's like, "Oh, I've left my tablet downstairs." I was like, "Go and get it then." And he's like, "I don't want to go down myself." I was like, "Right, I'll wait at the top of the stairs. You go and get it." So he went downstairs and he ran into the living room to get his tablet and ran back out again. In the meantime, I'd kind of crept over to the side and I was just hanging out like this. And I started tapping my fingers on the wall. I've never seen anybody get as big a fright as he did. And then, but even in that moment of pure fear, he still ended up owning me because he was terrified. He jumped. He nearly fell down the stairs. He managed to catch himself, but he nearly fell down the stairs and he went, "Ah, no!" And then he started kind of smiling, but he was breathing really heavily. And I was like, "Let me feel your pulse." Felt his pulse. His heart was fucking racing. And then he went, "It's only because you've got a big forehead like Pennywise." I was like, "You wee cock."
I love how he says to you, "I'm terrified. I don't want to go down the stairs myself." And you're like, "Right, cool. Well, I'll wait up here so you can go down yourself."
No, I was trying to teach him you can't be scared of things that aren't real. Do you know what I mean?
No, you were standing up there because you were like, "You're going down yourself because I'm a shite bag and all."
Me and Jack watched Hereditary the other night.
Oh,
for the
good
first
show.
time,
Love
me
it.
and my boy. And he's like, "It's not really scary," but he was liking it. And then, have you both seen Hereditary?
Mhm.
Love it.
See, the girl does this all the time.
Yes.
There we go. So we finished the film. And he's like, "Oh, I'm actually really scared." Haha. I'm like, "Yeah." And then when he was in his bed, I sniffed in his room and I went, "Oh, Dad." I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to be doing that every night now."
I
love
did a
that.
similar thing to my sister once. It was back when The Grudge came out, and I hid under her bed. And when she came in and laid down her bed, I just went, "Ah." And she ran out that room faster than Usain Bolt.
Was this Heather?
No, I think it was actually Sarah. I think it was my younger sister. But just that noise, I remember seeing that when it came out, and that noise does stick with you. But I remember thinking the original wasn't actually as good as the remake.
I've just never been a shite bag when it comes to films. I could go to sleep fine after a horror, always, man. Just never really like, "Oh no, they're gonna get me now," because I've just watched them on the telly.
I loved
just
to be
knew-
scared when I was younger. Like I was scared, but I loved it. I loved the feeling of being scared. Don't know why. Loved
I
it.
was a shite bag.
Sadistic.
I was
Nah.
a proper shite bag. I couldn't sleep for 3 weeks after seeing the It miniseries. I would actually. There was one night I snuck into bed next to my wee sister, thinking that she would protect me.
Still does it.
And I gave her a fright. She woke up. She was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "It's just me. I'm scared." Oh man, to be
Can't
19
be
again.
Cancelled. 19.
Oh, there you go. You got it.
Oh man.
Right, it's
Sorry,
my
Women
turn.
in Black. Women in Black. Put it
Yeah.
up there.
I'm sure yous have skipped mute again.
No, you just went.
No, I didn't. You picked Women in Black. What did Nards just pick?
You did Under the Skin.
Aye,
Yeah.
and then
And
Nards
I did
picked...
Women in Black.
Really?
It was
Aye.
I thought Nards picked something.
Look at this
Oh, yeah.
wee control freak.
Sorry. Okay, fair enough. Fair
I was
enough.
talking about Doomsday slightly, but that wasn't my choice.
All right, do you know what it is? I think it's because when I picked Under the Skin, you had loads to say about it, and that's what it is. I probably just thought that was your pick.
Yeah.
My bad. My bad.
So yeah, me now. Me.
Keep
Aye,
us right, folks
batter in,
watching.
batter in,
Tell us
Barry.
in the comments. Is Barry? Was it him? I'm sure. I'm sure.
No, it's definitely me. I'm good with this stuff. Remember, I said I watched 2 horror films today.
Yes.
There was 2 Scottish horror movies. That was the very first time that I've seen both of them, and this is another one that I watched for the very first time. And this is a surprising one because everybody expected me to see this one because it's Scottish and it's a horror, and it is The Wicker Man.
Yeah, man.
That was the first time I'd ever seen this movie. Now, before I start talking about it, have any of you guys seen it?
Of course.
I've only
Yes.
only seen the not the birds, not the birds. That's the only one
No.
I've seen. I'm sorry, I've not seen the original.
Again, I can forgive you because it's the first time I've seen it as well. I don't know why I waited so long to watch it. It's one of these films that's just not my cup of tea. And after watching it, I liked it, but it
I
still
liked it.
feels like a film that's still not my cup of tea. Do you know what it felt like? It felt like a mix between 3 films. It felt like Midsummer, which I don't like.
Liked it.
Men.
That was
Right.
honking, but I get it.
So Men, yep. And Hot Fuzz, which I love.
It does have hot fuzz in it. It totally
Yeah, so
does.
it's those 3 films merged into one, basically. That's The Wicker Man. And it was a good. The reason I put it on the list is because it's probably the most popular Scottish horror film of all time. So it's the reason it's on the list. And again, stylistically, it was good. There's just a lot of scene fillers in the movie. There's literally a scene that lasts about 8 minutes, and it's of a pub singing songs, and that's it. Like, there's no reason for it to be 8 minutes long, but the whole pub are just singing music. They're trying to show that there's this community like Midsummer that follow their own religion, their own god. They're like pagans or whatever, and they sacrifice people once a year, I think it is, for the Wicker Man Festival. Again, the idea's there. The idea's good. I just wasn't blown away by this film, especially since it's considered one of the best, if not the best Scottish horror movie. To me, it's far from it, but it was still a decent watch.
I saw that when I was really young. You know, when you used to turn it, like, everybody would go to bed, you just keep the telly on Channel 5. Films would come on. That was one of them for me.
Emmanuel 6.
11 p.m. 11 p.m. slot or the 9 p.m. slot?
One of them. But I remember watching that.
You got random films, and then you go Emmanuel or some kind of soft prawn, and then you would get baseball. Hey, so you're in that random film section.
And if you stayed up even later, you would get On the Buses. Like, when it starts to get light outside, you'd get old episodes of On the Buses. And that's how, mate, that's how insomnia when I was a kid, man. That's how I spent most of my time, just loving Reg Varney and all that. But get this right. So I started watching this as a kid, not really knowing what it was. And I was hooked because the guy's obviously cutting about getting it all the patter. And then you start to understand that everybody in the town, even the people helping him, everybody in the town's in on it. And that's kind of how, when you said Hot Fuzz, when I watched Hot Fuzz, I definitely got elements of the Wicker Man to the extent it's like everything's set in one area, everybody knows everybody, and it almost seems like you're stepping into a world that already exists. Like, they all get it and you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that, I totally agree with you, Hot Fuzz there.
But the main star in The Wicker Man is Edward Woodward, and he's in Hot Fuzz as well.
Ah, right, that makes sense. Christopher Lee's in that as well.
Yeah.
Who is he in Hot Fuzz again?
The wee old guy with the glasses with the shotgun in the street.
He's the doctor.
Doctor, yeah, he's a doctor.
Aye, right, okay, aye.
So he's the main. He's a police officer. And
Fuck off, grasshopper.
Yeah. Jordan said, I bought the 4K of Wicker Man and didn't enjoy it. If I'm police and folk break into song while I'm questioning them, they're getting a truncheon to the head. Like, the whole thing, it felt so bizarre. Like, if I was that guy, the Edward Woodward's character, Sergeant Howie or Huey, I'd be like, "What are you doing? Like, get on that, like, get on my wee plane." You came in a plane. Get on my
Aye.
plane. You're going to the Nick. So random.
I know.
Aye. But that's the thing with all horror films. You have to forgive bad decision making, don't you? If
Especially back in the
if
70s.
every horror film had realistic decision making, they wouldn't exist.
Yeah, the last 5 minutes, wouldn't they?
Mhm.
Aye, aye. I mean, it's like, well, that was a good short film. I mean,
Which would
there
be
are some
alright.
exceptions. There are some classic horror where the situation is inescapable.
Mm.
The Shining, stuff like that. But
Eden Lake.
Eden, The Exorcist, you can't just leave the wee lassie. You know what I
You
mean?
can.
Nah,
I would have.
I felt different
On you
watching
go,
that.
Reagan.
I used to watch that film nae bother as a kid. Then as soon as I had kids, I watched it in a totally different mindset, and it fucked me up. Last time when we did it for our podcast, Kev, I had to take a break. Yeah, I had to take a break for it. I had to leave, and come back to it because I was feeling so uncomfortable.
Ridiculous.
Signing a good film. Anyway, it's no fucking English or Scottish or Welsh
It's
or Irish, is it?
American.
Here, by the
So, Kev, you can finally take your choice.
Been itching to tell you about this one because I think you have all seen it. I don't think any of you have it in your mind about me bringing it up, and I think it's because we don't think of it as a horror, but it is quite horrifying, right? And it's as much of a horror as A Lonely Place to Die is, in the sense that there's no ghosts, but there's horror in it. This
Right.
film was made. Let's have a look when it was made. 2004, and it stars probably like, as far as British actors go, I really, really dig this person. It's a film by Shane Meadows. It's called Dead Man's Shoes.
Oh, right, okay. Is that not
Oh,
Irish?
British.
Is it?
Aye, set in England.
All right, okay.
Was it maybe made in Ireland?
No,
Right.
made in England.
Right. Cool.
It's made in England.
I've never seen it. I
Have you
just
not-
thought it was Irish.
Have you never seen it? Oh, nut, mate. Get on it.
I've
Get
not
on
seen
it.
a lot of Irish movies.
Right, that's it. That's it. Dead Man's Shoes.
Is it that guy,
well-
Jim, that's in it? Jim something?
That's
It's,
Paddy Considine.
Paddy Considine, who's
All right, I'm thinking of a
brilliant.
different film then. Aye.
Derby. It was filmed in Derbyshire.
Derby?
Derbyshire.
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 Sound Irish.
England. England. Swear
Aye.
to God. They
Oh,
don't
yeah,
even
yeah.
speak
I was,
Irish in it.
thinking of the wrong film.
Aye. Oh, man.
Oh, he was thinking of the Irish one. It's Dead Man's Shoes.
Jeez.
Dead
Dead Man's
Shoes.
Shoes. Have you never seen that?
No, never seen it.
Oh, watch it. That was one of those Film 4 things I watched many years ago. So
It's Paddy Considine. I'll put it on my list.
Mate, Paddy Considine comes back for being in the army, right? And it's got that feel we offer the same kind of scheme. And he comes back and he starts looking up. As the film's progressing, you're seeing flashbacks of his brother and what his brother was dealing with when he was away to the army. And he's going round essentially just imagine a guy that just isn't intimidated by anybody. So when he comes home for the army, this town's got their dealers and their hard men and
It's like
you
Walking
didn't.
Tall with The Rock.
Kinda. Which, by the way, I dug that film. I know.
Yeah, me too.
But kinda, it's Paddy Considine character is somebody. It's hard to I don't want to give it away because there's things to get
Yeah.
right. But please watch that soon because that's excellent. Such a good film.
I found the film that I was thinking of. It's called 50 Dead Men Walking with Ben Kingsley and Jim Sturgis.
Ah,
That's what I was thinking of.
Right.
so youth, and that's Irish, is it?
It's about a guy who joins the IRA.
Ah, okay. Oh, that's good. What's his face in it? Aye, Jim Sturgis. Aye.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why. As soon as you said Dead Man, what's it called? Dead Man's Shoes.
Dead Man's Shoes.
Yeah, I was just like, is that not Irish? But yeah,
Have you seen that, J-Mac?
Dead Man's Shoes, yeah.
Aye. And what's your thoughts on it?
I thought it was. It's got a very indie feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Not in a bad way, though.
but not in a bad way. No, it's gritty. is gritty, and I think I had a like the main bad guy in it was an ex-boxer, a guy called Gary Smart, I believe. Like
Gary
really
Stretch.
kind of Gary Stretch. Sorry, Gary Smart's. We know him. we
know
know
Gary
Gary Smart. Sorry, Gary Stretch. This guy like ridiculously good looking for a boxer, but he plays like the kind of he's the kingpin of the wee town that they grew up in, and he's obviously the kind of main antagonist. But by the same argument, I think Paddy Considine's character is also the main antagonist, but you're on his side. I like films like that where it's like an anti-hero. It's an definitely an anti-hero scenario. The guy's doing bad shit, but it's to bad people, so kind of get away with it. But you only really find out how bad they are
At the end.
At the end. I don't think. I hate to disagree with you, Kev. I don't do it often. I don't think I would class it as a horror film, although it does have elements of it. But still a great British film. And definitely worth sticking on your watch list if you haven't seen it. Because it is.
It was written by Paddy Considine as well, by the way.
Was it?
Aye. I'm never going to get over Paddy Considine because of Hot Fuzz. Like every time I see him now, I'm like Hot Fuzz. So
He's good in Hot Fuzz as well, isn't he? The Andes.
You've got a moustache. I
Is it?
know. It's a great line. The cinema erupted at that line when I saw that in the cinema. Man, it was fucking brilliant.
See when they're in the supermarket and they get shot, and then the bolognese goes on his face. He's like, "Andy knows I is just bolognese."
Oh man,
You need to watch Dead Man's Shoes, Nards, and let me know what you
Yeah,
think.
I did it. I did it.
So good, so good.
there we go. Dead Man's Shoes.
There we go. A non-horror from Ireland. Right, who's next?
That's as much a horror as A Lonely Place to Die is. I'll
Yeah.
tell you that right now.
Do you know,
couldn't
I'd probably
say it.
agree with that. I'd probably agree with that. Apart from the pig mask.
100%.
The pig mask is what makes A Lonely Place to Die a horror film.
Yeah, well, what about the gas mask that's in Dead Man's Shoes then?
All right, fuck's sake, I'll give you it. Right, you
Come
can
at
have
me,
it.
bro.
You can have it.
Whatever one of the hardest to
Did
use.
you just
stand
say
forward.
come at me, bro? Are
No,
you 14,
I just
mate?
says whoever's the hardest, stand up. I'm joking. I'm just winding.
There's my Goonies Monopoly. Like you like my wee bully?
Huh?
My wee bully.
Oh, he's not getting his bully out again, is
yes,
he?
yeah.
He always whips his bully out. Anytime he's got pals round, man, he whips the bully out.
I know. Uh-oh.
So
whose turn is it?
I think it's
Then he asked me.
it's
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
It's me. Now this one I'm kind of freaking out a wee bit about now because I don't know if we can class it as a British film.
Because it's
But-
Irish.
No, it's American director,
Oh.
all set in the UK,
Oh.
filmed in the UK, properly filmed in the UK. I'm not going to be about the bush. It's an American werewolf in London. I think we can class that as a British horror.
I will give you it. It's fine. It's
Thank you very
British,
much.
so. It's filmed in Britain, so
It's filmed in Britain. I mean, it's an American director. What studio made it, actually?
it was blah blah blah. Oh my god, is it Universal? Universal.
Is that Universal?
Yeah.
It's properly. You know what? Ignore me. It's a Universal film. It's not a fucking British film.
Yeah, but it's Rick Mills in it.
Rick Miller. You've all
Jerry Aguilar's in it.
Jenny Agutter. You've also got, by the way, I don't know. I think Nards will know this, right? Nards will know this, but Kevin, I
Maybe.
don't think you'll know this.
You won't know, Kev.
The taxi driver. Just towards the end, there's a scene where David and Nurse Price get in a taxi, and he's
Robert
just
De
he's just had his night of carnage, but he can't remember all the folk he's just killed, but he just wakes up feeling fucking amazing. And they get in this taxi, and he's fully fucking testosterone. He's just climbing over, and the taxi driver starts talking to them and saying, what about all these murders last night? He's like, what murders? And he's like, there was 6 of them, all found mutilated. He's like, oh fuck, that was me. But the taxi driver was the guy that played Bricktop in Snatch.
Oh, was
it?
Ford.
Alan Ford.
And
I knew this.
it's not until you actually go and watch it again you go, that's fucking Alan Ford. Like the guy's unmistakable.
It's a beautiful addition.
Wait a minute, have I got the same one? Hang on.
No, you don't.
Have I not?
Nah,
How do you know?
because yours doesn't come with a big slip off. It's just the Arrow version, but it's the one I've got.
Ah, right. Sorry.
See, I tell you, J-Mac,
Sorry.
is yours reversible cover? Because yours is the same one as mine.
Oh, yes, it is a reversible
See?
colour, yeah.
Nards has a better
Oh,
one.
I actually like that cover better. Fuck this. That's
Did you know? You didn't know it was reversible, did you?
I'd never looked.
Unbelievable, man. Look at your Arrow editions of anything. A
Yeah,
lot of the
they're all-
time they're...
I use the classic flips most of the time.
Aye, can't whack it, man. I've got some
But
good reversibles.
no,
But that's
this is
Bricktop's the
Mm-hmm.
aye. This is the film that got me back into horror.
It's not
After
scary.
well, it was at the time, and even when I watched it, like when I came back to horror, I still felt like it was a horror film. I didn't feel like it was a comedy. I know it's classed as a horror comedy, but I feel like there's more horror than comedy in it.
It's as much a horror as Jaws is, eh, Nards?
I'm not talking about this.
You take a pound and recently.
Though. Hey, come on.
I need to watch that.
Nah.
I need to watch it.
Have you not seen it?
No, I actually haven't.
Oh, so good.
Everybody keeps saying how bad it is, so I'll need to check it
Yeah.
out.
Oh, it's so bad. It's good.
So that's the film that brought me back to horror. After my fear of horror films because of the It miniseries. I saw It when I was, I think, about 8. I saw some of it.
There's a horror.
And after that, like, I wouldn't even watch something, like, I would shy away from anything that was above a PG for many, many years. Like, even White Men Can't Jump. I remember my mate saying, do you want to watch White Men Can't Jump? And I was like, is it a PG? He's like, no, it's a 15. I'm like, no. But that's how much of a fear it gave me of anything that was above a PG or 12 certificate. But that film I watched with my mate when I was 13, and I was like, I loved that. I fucking properly loved that. And it's got a really deep place in my heart for many, many reasons. But I just think it for the time it was made, it was so well put together. For a horror film, acting was good. Do you know what I mean? There's bits that the acting's a wee bit shonky, but for the most part, it's good. I love the guy that plays the older kind of doctor character. He's just so straight laced all the time. It's like he doesn't realize what film he's in at some points because he's so straight laced. And then you've got the two cops. One of the cops' eyes is this wee guy with a moustache, and he's got his tie tied in a way that the fat bit of the tie is shorter than the thin bit, and he just looks, he's totally inept. He knocks over the bedpans. You've got fucking Kermit the Frog shows up. Frank Oz is in the film. He's the guy for the American Embassy, and he actually sounds, even in his normal talking voice, he sounds a wee bit like Kermit. So it just makes you realise he wasn't making much of an effort on the Muppets. But no, I love this film from top to bottom, and regardless of how dated it might look, it's still got a real good place in my heart.
Remember, we got sent those books from Gary Smart.
Yes,
Beware the Moon.
Not Gary Stretch. It was definitely Gary Smart this time.
Aye, we got sent. They're up there. Like Paul Davis done it with Paul Davis and Gary Smart together with their group. The guys, Dead Mouse Productions. You aware of the RoboDoc series?
Oh yeah, Chris.
Yeah, Chris Griffiths.
Yeah.
Aye. So we're good friends with them, and they sent us, and I've got quite a few of them. The Hellraiser, but Beware the Moon, and the Lost Boys one. But Beware the Moon, it's up there, but I don't want to dig it all out. But it's about that thick, and it's got all the facts. It's your proper book that you want. Like, hey, J-Mac, is yours to hand?
Aye.
I bet you've
Actually
punted
is.
it on eBay, man. Unbelievable. They're about 300 quid on eBay, like, because they went into print. Aye. But we got the Lost Boys one. I've got the Hellraiser one they done. Beautiful. Look at that.
Oh, that's nice.
Open
I've
it,
never
Mac.
seen that
Open it, Mac. Open it, Mac.
It's still sealed. He's got it on eBay.
I bet he has. Nobody wants to spend that much on a book, but they're very good. Very good.
Is this copyright issues or anything?
No, don't be silly.
That
But
scene it still haunts me to this day. That
it's
transformation
the
scene.
best transformation scene in movie
Ever.
history.
Yeah.
Scared my
And-
wee sister.
Aye. I remember hearing the transformation scene without seeing it, and it scaring the fuck out of me when I was about 11.
My
Um,
sister. See, when I was
and
growing up.
Oh, mate, sorry, that.
Sorry?
The music, Bad Moon Rising and Blue Moon, they're just, again, they're stuck in my soul. I couldn't ignore this film. I know it's an American film, really, but it's all set in Britain. But what I don't understand, though, is why the fuck he ended up in a London hospital when he got fucking bashed in Yorkshire. You know what I mean? Surely he'd ended up in somewhere like Leeds.
Airlifted.
Aye, but airlifted, aye, but petrol's expensive. I don't know why they flew him all the way down to London, but anyway, that's a different thing. But aye, American
When,
Werewolf in London, love it.
See, when I was growing up, I must have been still in primary school. My sister came screaming, right, running through the living room where I was with my mum, and we're like, "What the hell is it?" And she's like proper in hysterics. I'm like, "Wait, what was going on?" She's like, "I turned the TV on, right, and there was this film on." And all I could see was a guy like this with yellow eyes, and he was turning into a werewolf, and he was looking at me, right? And I was like, "What are you talking about?" So I went through, and it was American Werewolf in London, but that scene had skipped. Like, it'd obviously be, like, it's no longer that scene anymore. And I'm like, "This isn't scary, Donna." But that traumatized her, because she turned the TV on. Imagine going into your room, and you're maybe, in primary 4, and you turn your telly on, STV or whatever, and the first thing you see is that transformation scene.
But the thing is
She
that
was terrified.
that wasn't the transformation scene. That was the dream sequence.
Was
Barry.
it?
Aye,
Would have been there.
He's in a dream sequence where he's running through the forest and the
Yeah.
buff, and then he sees himself lying in a hospital bed with Jenny Agutter
That's it.
kind of hanging
That's
over him,
it.
and then he just it cuts to him quickly, and he does this big smile. He's got all the fangs, the yellow eyes. It's maybe one of the biggest jump scares ever in movie history. Back in the days where jump scares actually worked, because
Bar Jaws, Maynards. That heat, dun dun. I remember actively shiting myself when that happened. Watching Jaws with my dad when I was about 5, and I remember that scene like terrifying me. There's me saying I didn't get scared. That terrified me. I was 5 though.
Nah.
Nah.
I do actually, just a quick wee thing on the Jaws thing. Obviously it got released in 4K recently, and I watched it and I was like, right, this film was a PG when I was growing up. I'm pretty sure right at the start of that film I see a full blown muff.
Did you? Oh,
Aye.
because it's okay.
It's in 4K. There's the lassie swimming in the sea. Jaws.
I need to give it another chance.
He's heard it here,
There's a-
folks.
I love that.
There's a full on 70s muff in a PG.
See,
which-
remember you were saying, Kev, like you would avoid anything above a PG when
That was
you were
J-Mac.
younger.
That was me.
was the
That was
pussy.
Oh
me.
yes, sorry, yes. I was the opposite. My dad wouldn't let me watch anything unless it was a 15 or an 18. He'd be like, well, a PG? No, get out of here. We're not watching that. So I was the opposite. So
What
we
was
never
the
really
first-
watched those.
What was the first 18 rated movie you seen at the cinema, Barry? Can you remember?
It was. I can't remember. Yeah, it was Wrong Turn.
Oh,
Wrong
class
Turn.
film.
In
And do you
2000.
remember when that big 18 BBFC thing came up at the start, thinking,
Uh-huh.
I'm fucking 18 now? This is
Well, I
class.
was 19 at the time anyway, but I was like, yes, we've got an 18 here. Let's go.
I think I was actually 17 at mine, and it was Hannibal.
Oh.
That was the first 18 I seen in the cinema.
Mine must have been the Halloween remake with Rob Zombie, because that was about 2007. So what age would I have
Yeah.
been? Would have been about that.
You'd have
Aye.
been 16.
Because it's a 16 in it.
Halloween
It's
2,
a-
maybe? That was 2009.
No, because I went to see that in the cinema. No cinema was showing it, and when I went to I remember getting text of someone saying, "Oh, I'll come pick you up after Blockbuster and we'll go watch it," and we didn't end up watching it.
Well, that's that then. Back to you, Barry.
I'll tell you why
Yeah.
off air. I'll tell you why off air.
Right. I'm going to go for an obvious one that we've not mentioned yet. And I might as well, since it's the thumbnail. And that is The Descent.
The Descent.
Okay.
The other Neil Marshall movie from 2005. This one blew me away. This was back in the day where you can get a full female cast of badass females, and it doesn't feel contrived or forced. It's just
Yep.
naturally great, and they can defend themselves, look after themselves, but also die horribly as well, in the best way possible. But what a film this was! This came out of the blue, and this was Neil Marshall's next movie, his follow up to Dog Soldiers, and I think The Descent is a lot better than Dog Soldiers. As much as I love Dog Soldiers, I just feel like The Descent is that much better because it makes you feel that kind of claustrophobic when you're in the wilderness. You should be in the middle of nowhere, but you're not. A fun fact, if you don't know this, but The Descent is set in the Appalachian Mountains in the US, but it was filmed in Scotland. And the reason for that is because Scotland is part of the Appalachian Mountains that were connected to the US thousands of years ago, or millions now. After we split up, the Appalachian Mountains range is parallel to Scotland's mountain range and part of Ireland as well. So if you're shooting in Scotland, the Appalachian Mountains in Scotland and the US are identical. So you can't tell if you're in the US or Scotland. It's just the exact same. So that's why they shot it in Scotland. So it's officially a Scottish movie.
So that's like the west coast of Scotland, I'm assuming.
Yep. The west coast all the way down.
I never knew that, and that's amazing.
Yeah. So if you go up there, it's like you're in the US.
Do you know what? I love that, and what I love about that is the fact that there's so many horror movies and ideas that come from, and even like urban legends that come from Appalachia.
Yep.
So to think that was connected to us as well is brilliant. Maybe we've got Bigfoot or not.
Probably.
You never know.
The latest Wrong Turn movie set in the Appalachian Mountains. I can't remember if the other ones were, but the Wrong Turn from 2021.
That made no sense. It did as its own film. I don't see why it was a Wrong Turn film, though, right?
I didn't really like it, but I think it's just its own thing. I think the first movie was set in West Virginia, I'm sure, but the latest one was set in the East Coast in the Appalachians.
It just doesn't make sense that they call it Wrong Turn and no have those dafties running about.
I know. I think they're just trying to cash in on the name, but
again, it's a completely different film. That would have been a good film just on its own.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Wrong Turn. I expected
the name.
No, I
expected
to see.
Call it something else. Incorrect direction.
Mate,
call it that.
While you're watching that film, right? Tell me, Barry, did you watch that film going, right, when are they going to show up? So did I.
When they did show up, though, they just were like good-looking people. I'm like, oh.
Nah, no good enough.
So we must be in Scotland then. Yes.
I found that took away from me actually enjoy. Like I did enjoy the story, but do you know what I mean? It takes away a wee bit because you're waiting for something that's not going to happen. And I find that was out of order. They shouldn't have done that. But a good film nonetheless.
So the Descent, I actually only seen The Descent for the first time about 2 years ago.
Oh, all right. What do you think?
I loved it. I think it was like, unfortunately, it'd been around so long. I'd been around so long that I kind of knew what it was going to be about. These fucking cave dwelling, no monsters. They're essentially like
chupacabras.
People.
They're people. They're people that evolved to live in the caves, live in the dark, and I think because I knew that, it took away from the surprise of it. But I still enjoyed it. Like I said, I actually loved it to the point where I watched The Descent 2, which wasn't nearly as good. It was still decent, but it wasn't nearly as good. But I remember actually, we couldn't. It was my mate that lives around the corner. That's kind of what we did for a while there. We were just every Friday or Saturday night we'd watch a movie.
Great caves. Oh,
no, we'd watch a movie, and we did The Descent. I was like, right, we'll do The Descent next week. So for the following week, you couldn't get The Descent.
Cave Raji's.
Cave Raji's.
Good stuff.
But you couldn't. The Descent 2 wasn't streamable anywhere. I couldn't find it anywhere, so I had to get a mate of mine to get a hold of it for me.
A fake mate.
Aye, I had to get a mate of mine to
Pretend
get a
one.
hold of it for me.
Not a real
and-
friend.
Yeah, man, a bit of Doug.
Aye. Man about Doug got it for me, and he stuck it on a wee data holding device that I could just stick into the back of my mate's telly so we could watch it. So I was like, right, I've got this Descent 2, and I pressed play, and it came up at the start. Sci-Fi Channel Productions. I was like, oh no, this is going to be pish. And then it came up starring Luke Perry. And I was like, I don't think Luke Perry's in this. My mate downloaded the wrong film called The Descent 2. It was a sci-fi movie. Like Sci-Fi Channel movie, which are notoriously
right.
fucking terrible, like Sharknado and stuff like that. So I actually never got to see The Descent 2 until the following weekend when I bought the DVD at a DVD shop properly.
Good.
And we watched
A
it,
pound.
even though we didn't have a DVD player. Descent 2 was all right, but the Descent was I'm with you on that one, Barry. It is fucking creepy, and that claustrophobic feeling comes out the screen. Do you know what I mean?
I can't handle that small spaces. It creeps me out. So even that alone, even if you didn't have the monsters and they just get stuck, I'd be like, oh my god, that's just horrible. It's horrifying. You ever see that picture of the guy who died 10 years ago, where he went head first in the caves?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I can't handle that stuff. That's just frightening.
Imagine being that guy, just lying there for ages, going, "This sucks."
I know you're going to die eventually, but you just can't move.
And they're like, "Here, we're not going to do anything about this. We're just going to like patch this hole up so nobody else goes and does that." You're like, "Oh, class."
Horrible.
It's a lonely place to die, isn't it?
Aye.
Ooh.
It is, I know. And he'll just be sitting down there in his dead man's shoes. He'll not be,
Hey.
yeah, I mean, come on, Nards, over to you, man. Under the skin, under the skin, under the skin.
Hush now, hush. The creep.
He didn't even make the full Descent.
Whoa, what was it? Matthewman says if Hush was made in Scotland, it'd be called Wished.
I don't say wish, I say shush. In Glasgow, we say shush.
Shut it.
Or shut it.
Aye, I would say that. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
So I think that what this has demonstrated to us is that Scotland has a big open market for a decent horror film. We actually went to a premiere, Kevin. Mind?
Mm-hmm.
We went to
Yes.
the premiere of The Bench.
The Bench.
Yeah.
You were not meant to go there, Nards?
I didn't
We
know.
could have actually all had a pint because
That's
Matthewman was there or not.
how I found out about you guys.
I know.
Because I done my review for The Bench, and I went, I wonder if anybody's done a review for The Bench. And I searched for it, and then only you guys came up. I'm like, oh, clicked on it, and then I heard you speaking. I'm like, oh, hey,
Wow.
Scottish people, hey, they're alive.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I think that it obviously had its flaws, but it was done on a budget over a number of years.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And it didn't even get finished till about 10 years after it was actually filmed. So it had its
Hendrick.
flaws. Yeah, it had its flaws, but I thought it was quite well put together, considering. And but I think there's more that can be done. Look at the country we live in. It's beautiful and terrifying at the same time.
Mhm.
And I think there's a lot that could be done with it if we get the right filmmakers behind it.
Joyfy Bakery's in it as well.
Joyfy Bakery, aye, Joy McAvoy's in it.
Yeah. She got cut, did she know? Her
No,
partner
I think
got-
she's in it, isn't she?
No.
Is
Did
she
she-
not?
No.
I'm sure I saw her.
Maybe you did.
Whoa, wait. Was she meant to be in it?
Aye. But then
And it
she
ended up-
pulled out.
Aye,
Kelly Marie was in it instead.
Kelly
Marie
Marie.
from River-
Kelly Marie. What's funny is I know exactly what you mean when you say Kelly Marie. That's
Kelly
fucking
Marie.
brilliant.
I used to love her.
Oh, so did I. So
She's
did
in
I.
Small Faces. Oh no, she's not in Small Faces. That's Kirsty Mitchell. It's in Small Faces.
Do you know what's funny?
What's
We
your
met
story?
Paul Brannigan at the premiere.
He's
Paul Brannigan.
the main guy for the Angel Share. It was funny as fuck. Have you seen the Angel Share?
Is that him from Under the Skin?
Is he in
boy
that?
who-
I think he is.
Boy who got burst. He's an Angel Share.
Oh,
It will be then, won't it be? Let me just double check. Paul Branning. He was like, "Here, find me on Facebook, and I'll come on the podcast." Found him on Facebook. He accepted me, then patched me.
but
he
it's
is.
funny
He
'cause-
is. He is. He
That's
is.
him, yeah.
It is him.
aye, the only reason we met him was because like we kind of. I can't remember what happened. I think we all went to the toilet and when we came back out into
Same
that everybody had fucked off. And we were like, were they waiting for us to go to the toilet just to fuck off or something? What's going on here? And then this guy came out. He's like, "Are you here for the premiere?" I was like, "Aye, well." He said, "Oh, it's downstairs. It's in screen, whatever." And I was just about to turn and walk away, and I was like, "You an Angel share?" He's like, "Ah, was I?" And we got chatting for a wee bit, and I was like, "Mate, I fucking love that film. I do. I love that film. It's spectacular
great.
bit of Scottish cinema."
No
So
horror,
that was,
but-
that- no, it's not horror, but it was
Your
it was
choice.
it was an interesting. It was a good wee point in my life. I was like, I've just bumped into a guy in a film that I love.
That's right.
But I think that there is a market there for horror films made in Scotland, and I think more people should be jumping on the opportunity to make films here. I mean, like folk do make films here. Like Americans come over and they make films in Glasgow and substitute it for other cities and stuff like that. I mean, that's fine for the government's pocket.
Aye,
You know what I mean? But
they do that for tax breaks in the UK.
aye. So like, fuck that. Make a Scottish film. Make a Scottish horror. Bring back
Mercy
the
Falls.
Scottish film. And Mercy Falls was decent as well, but
I quite like Mercy Falls.
So Ryan made that. That's the
was it.
reason we were at that premiere, because whilst I was
he finished. He helped.
whilst I was in
master
the cinema industry, while I was in the cinema industry, I actually seen Mercy Falls was floating around, and I went, "Oh, that's interesting." And I reached out to Ryan to be like, "Look, I can run your film in my cinemas because there's a space for it, and I can make it happen."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "You should come on the podcast and all." And then he came on the podcast, we chatted about it, and then he invited us out to the bench because he basically was like, "I've got some time to kill the now between projects." And I remember he remembered his friend Sean had filmed this movie and was like, "If you give it to me, I'll actually do something with it." So it was Ryan that brought the bench to life, really. And that's why we got invited along to the premiere, which...
The baddie in Mercy Falls, Nicolette. She follows me on Instagram. She's a nice girl.
Aye.
Aye, she is. Aye.
I think she follows us too. She was in a
She
music
follows me,
video.
like-
Wait, I'm just.
She follows
I'm
me
just saying-
more.
I'm just saying. I
Probably.
was just watching the whole film like that. Oh, it's a shame she's a baddie, man.
Baddie means
good
something
day.
else in
Good
Scotland, I know. But she was there at the bench premiere. I had to pull Jordan away for. That's what he doesn't tell you. That's why everybody fucked off.
They pulled Jordan away from himself.
I know. No, she was in a music video for my friend's old band.
So, what's your? Sorry, man. This isn't my podcast. I was going to ask you something, but it's not my show.
Ask away.
Ask him, ya clown.
What's your opinion on the Scottish film industry today? Like if you look behind me, obviously we've got Shallow Grave and we've got Trainspotting. I mentioned the Angel
Gregory's
Share.
Girl.
Where the fuck? That was pish.
Sweet.
Brastoff.
Sweet 16. By the way, I didn't like Sweet 16.
That's a shame.
It's all right.
I mean, it's Ken Loach. I think Ken Loach is. Don't know. Take it or leave it with Ken Loach films. It's always just depressing. Like you need to be really happy to be in the mood to watch something depressing just to remind you that you're a fucking human.
Did he do kids? He did
He
kids.
did the Angel Share and all.
That wasn't Ken Loach.
He's in it though.
Was that Ken Loach?
It
Angel
was
Share?
100% was Ken Loach.
Oh,
it was.
in fact, thinking about. Sorry, that's my fault. And Ken Loach has got this thing where he doesn't use actors; he uses real people, and you can
that's
kind of
right.
tell that these people live that life. So right, okay. So
You
where
put
are
your
we
foot in
now?
it there, eh? You put your foot in it there, eh? Oh, I love Angel Share. Who wants to watch Ken Loach films?
Hey, don't come out with your fake Edinburgh accent at me, you Bathgate.
I'm not even fake Bathgate, mate. I just live there. I'm from nowhere. I've been
So
everywhere, mate.
my question is, where do you want to see the Scottish film industry going from here?
hopefully that when we've got the Running Man coming out in, is it November? And
Looks awesome.
Ghostwriter is currently filming in Glasgow right now as well.
That's right. Matthew
J.J.
Mann
Abrams.
Pictures.
Yeah, so
Yep.
I think with all these big films coming here, hopefully at some point they're going to say, where was that filmed? Where was that filmed? World War Z was filmed in George Square.
Yeah.
So hopefully they go, right, do you know what? Why don't we not only film in Scotland, but we'll set it here, and that'll be cheaper for them even more. Instead of putting up the American lampposts and American signs and all that, just film it here and set it in Scotland. Have Brad Pitt in it if you want. Have whoever in it, Tom Cruise, Glenn Powell, set it in Scotland. I think if they continue to film in Scotland, I think the Scottish film industry will boom. But I just feel like the Scottish horror is just not going anywhere. And unless you got these independent filmmakers like the Ryan who done Mercy Falls, that was a decent horror film, and the budget was probably a couple of £1,000. So
No, he had a high budget for that.
I think it was 200k.
Was it?
I think it was 200k.
Get your money back. I would say though, like continue to do that. If you can give a couple £100,000 to indie filmmakers in Scotland, I think there's something there. I think we've all got good ideas for a horror movie.
Aye.
You just get the funding to do it. National Lottery usually give the money to England to do it. That's how they done like 28 Days Later in 2002. If you can give us that kind of money, which is still small, give us that kind of money in Scotland, we can give you the next 28 Days Later, but our version of it. So I think the industry's looking up, but for what I love, it's still a long way away, sadly.
That's true.
Wah, wah, wah.
It's a bastard, isn't
I know.
Shit.
One film I just want to mention this film because it's rooted deep in Scottish history, but I've never seen it. Maybe you guys have seen it. It is Sonny, Flesh
Loved
of Man.
Gavin Mitchell's in that.
Right.
Yes.
So is that good?
Yeah, it was no bad. It was no bad.
Right. Because obviously it's the story of Sonny Bean. It's a family of hundreds of cannibals that live in the caves of Scotland.
That's right.
And they kill thousands of people. And it's a true story, apparently.
What do you mean, apparently? You know this. Have you never been to the dungeons?
I've never been, no.
I have. They talk about him in there. I remember a lassie came up to me during it and she was like, "Are you my daddy?" I was like, "I fucking could be."
He's one of them. He's one of them.
No. That's David Heyman as well. He plays Sonny in it.
Right. There's a few Sonny Bean movies, but that's just the one that came up.
That was decent. Gavin Mitchell's in that at the start. It gets done in. You know Bobby the Barman?
Aye.
He's in that. I remember watching that when it came out, which would have been, 2013 or something, was it?
Aye,
2012.
12.
So I watched it around 2013. It's no bad. Like, see as far as like indie horror goes, it's quite decent. I would say check it out if you've not. I enjoyed it. I remember enjoying it.
Yeah, it's been on my watch list for ages. I've just not got around to watching it.
It's decent, man. It's no terrible at all. It's no as bad as, because you look at that cover and you go, but no, it is decent. It is decent.
You know your cover's bad when it looks AI before AI was a thing.
Invented AI.
Aye.
It's actually called Lord of Darkness as well. Must be called Lord of Darkness in the US or something.
Because they'd read that and go, "Sonny, what the fuck is that? Sonny?
Must be a guy that likes his beans."
The guy likes to saw shit and eat beans.
It's actually called Lord of Darkness in Finland.
Sorry, America.
Oh no, yeah. In fact, America as well. Lord of Darkness in America.
Yeah. I'll be in Finland at some point in the next week or two.
If he makes it that far.
Where are you going? Where are you going in 12 hours? Or
bottom of the ocean, mate.
I'm driving down to Southampton tomorrow to get on a cruise on Friday.
How long's the drive in Southampton?
On Google Maps, it's 7 hours and 5 minutes. But I've got a son who's just potty trained. So I've got. I imagine it's probably going to take about 15 hours.
You're joking. You're
Um,
going to do that drive, or are you splitting it with the wife?
I'm splitting it with the wife.
Aye.
She'll take the first bit. I'll take the second bit. She'll take the last bit. But
I used to drive to Torquay every year. It's fine.
Torquay. How long does that take?
9 hours.
Aye, because that's the thing though. You can get like driving for the top right to the bottom could take 7 hours, but when you have to go for where we are, sorry, not for the top to the bottom, but for where we are to the bottom could take 7 hours. But if you need to go west or east as well, it just adds so much time to the journey. It's mental.
It's because there's no motorways there either, so you're driving on like expressways or kind of country roads and stuff that takes even longer for that bit.
Aye.
Screw that.
So yeah, we sail out on Friday, and I'm proper looking forward. We're doing Northern Europe and Scandinavia. We're doing this time.
Right.
You ever been on a cruise, Barry?
No, never.
Mate, fucking do it.
I'd love
Honestly, do it. Wait, you're saying you'd love to? Does the missus know what to do a cruise?
She would like it as well, but I think
She's seen Titanic.
she's scared of the water. I'm scared of flying, but I do it. So hopefully, because I fly, she can sail.
That's not how marriage logic works, pal. I've done something for her. Hopefully, she'll do it for me.
No.
That's a dead end, mate.
I get no choices. I don't get to choose it.
Well,
We know
see,
this is
that's
how
the way
it
of the
works.
what's funny is my wife. It was my wife that convinced me to go on a cruise. I always thought it was like an old guy thing or an old person thing going on a cruise, but she reminded. So she told me about like she went on a cruise when she was 14, 15. She fucking loved it, and what she spoke about was going to the cinema on the cinema on the ship. They were showing Titanic.
Why?
And she went and seen it over and over again on that trip. But it was like, could there be a worse place to show that film than on a fucking cruise?
Well,
It's like Passenger 57 on a plane. In fact, no, that's a bad example because Passenger 57 is nonsense. Aye, United 93. Aye. But no, man, highly recommend a cruise. Go for a cruise. Fucking just. I missed what Kevin said. It made Barry laugh, but what'd you say?
Alive.
With the Paraguayan
Start eating each other.
team. They have to eat each other's asses.
Jim's like eating guys' asses. I'll be fine then.
I didn't ask for this tonight. I'm a guest here, mate. Be nice.
It was him, not me.
Bye. Anybody watching, highly recommend going for a cruise. It's like tapas for holidays. You might visit somewhere and you think, you know what, I'll come back here for a week. Fucking brilliant.
I suppose you get to see different countries.
Aye, it's brilliant. Best way to do things. So I like a cruise, or I like to do staycations. I'll get a cottage up north or down south, whatever. That's my two favourite ways to do a holiday.
I'm not allowed to do that.
Until he ends up at the bottom of the sea.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? J-Mac!
Who looks like a pineapple under the sea, because you'll not be living, pal.
Well,
we're coming to the end of the show, Kevin. So after you come back from your cruise, Jay, what do you and Kev have coming up on the channel?
well, see, that's the funny thing. It's in a bit of a quandary because like when I'm away, Kev's going to do the Jibber Jabber with I think Matthewman,
Right.
at least for the first week. But when I come back, right, we left on a high note because our last episode was on Sinners. It was going to be Hot Spring Shark Attack. I was like, mate, I'm going away.
Oh.
I'm going away for 2 weeks. I want to go out on a
Might not
fucking
come
high.
back. Might not come back.
Aye, might not come back. I want to go out on a high just in case. Like, I want my last episode to be for a fucking good film. So we did Sinners instead, which, by the way, was class, right?
Yeah.
So when I come back, Kevin, I want you to get it ready. When I come back, I want to do Way of the Dragon. It's time.
That'll be the case.
It's
Aye.
time. We're doing Way of the Dragon when I come back, and
Do you
then
know
we'll
what
take
I'm-
you for there.
With this coming Sunday, so I says to Matthew, if you're free, he's like, I could probably do this Sunday, but not the one after because I'm away. I says, right, well, if you're coming on as a wee guest of honour, you pick the film. So coming up Sunday, we'll be doing. What is it? Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Why are you laughing? That's a great film.
I've not seen it since
What?
at least since I was a kid.
Right, okay.
So it's no recollection. But Nards, the Sunday after, feel free if you want to come on, and if you do, you pick the film.
Mhm.
So,
I need to double
I
check.
can
I'm
watch
never
it.
available on Sundays. I'm always doing my work on a Sunday, and I've always got the YouTube on. So I just stick the Jibber Jabber podcast on. And I'm like, do
Legendary,
my work,
man.
and I'm messaging you guys as well. I'm like, hey.
Flagging us, calling us ladies, and he can't. It doesn't even let me say laddies. He even goes that extra step to just remind me, no, this isn't laddies. This is
I keep
ladies.
thinking, anytime I write ladies, I keep thinking you're reading it going, why is he spelling laddies wrong? I'm like, no, I'm spelling ladies correctly.
Oh no, I know. I'm just anytime somebody will write something, sometimes I'll just change the wording to suit myself.
Well, this gives me a wee opportunity to ask you something, Kev. See, whenever Matthewman comes on and says, "Holla, gents,"
Mhm.
are you thinking he's saying "holla"? Just checking, because it always seems that way. You think he's saying "holla, gents." He's like, no, he's saying "hola." He's saying
no,
"hola."
I know. It's like when
I
Heather
know.
would write something and she'd go ha ha ha. I would say what she's saying, and then I'd go ha 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 ha.
Right.
Or she would put a message relating to something that we're saying now, and then I would deliberately wait 45 minutes before then bringing the message up, so it had no context and it looked like she was mental.
Well, that's nice of you. That's what every listener wants for a good podcast host.
I just whined. I whined.
Bye. When I come back, our first episode after I come back, I want to be the Way of the Dragon. Actually, Nard, did you say you were never a big fucking Bruce Lee martial arts guy?
No, I mean, I've seen the big ones like The Big Boss and Enter the Dragon and stuff like that. The Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires. But why are you laughing? But yeah, I'm not keen on the kind of martial arts movies.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah,
Love it or hate it, I suppose.
they
Eh?
bore me. Sadly.
Oh well.
I liked them.
Well,
we'll need to
tune,
get
tune
Nards
in for
involved.
tune in for Way of the Dragon in 3 weeks anyway.
Aye.
That
well.
would be quite fun. For sure.
Tune in for it.
And what's your next live stream again? Is it tomorrow or is it next
Tomorrow,
week?
yeah, I'm doing it live.
Tomorrow.
I don't know if you know him, Dave McRae. He wants to do an original film called The House on Port Robinson Road. So I'm going to talk to him about that, try and get that out there to my subscribers, try and help him out. Because it sounds like it could be a good movie if he gets up and running, if he gets the funding for it. So look forward to that tomorrow if you're hanging about.
Tomorrow I should be able to tune in.
7 p.m. tomorrow our time.
Class.
Yeah.
Definitely check it out. Good luck to him. Is this the guy that done the Freddy film?
He played Freddy in Dylan's New Nightmare, but he directed the It's Me Billy, which is the Black Christmas fan film. So he wants to do something original this time, not IP related. There you go.
Good, man,
yeah.
good.
Anyway, thanks very much, Kev. Thanks very much, Jay, for coming on. It's an absolute pleasure. It's good to speak to some guys that I don't have to try and be careful with my wording in case you don't understand me. So it's always good to chat as I would chat in real life, which is a bonus. But obviously, apologies for the guys who have been in the chat who don't understand the word we're saying. Hopefully, you can get those subtitles on after the fact so that you can understand and laugh along to what we're laughing
Sometimes the subtitles make it funnier than what we're actually
I know.
saying. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, no, that's
Most
always
of the
good.
time.
I know.
Most of the time.
But anyway, guys, you guys stay there if you can. But to the chat, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you soon.
Pleasure's all ours, mate. Thank you.
Be right back.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Coming to get you, Barbara.
Ever played in the cat?
I want to know.